Well, it's quite a transition. I'm listening to this music. It's sort of like a down-tempo beat for a real up-tempo day. I mean, it's like, here comes the drop, and it's just like, let's take a nap. It's Mutants and Masterminds Monday. We're just kind of, we're doing the pre-stream hangout. I think we called it the Flappy Six when we left.
Flappy Six.
I would ask why, but I really don't want to know.
I might sound a little bit like I'm in a box because I'm in a box today. Look at everybody. We've got people lining up. People showed up half hour early today asking questions about whether or not we were going to be on. And, of course we are. And what a day. I don't even want to begin. The day is just too much. I mean, it's not enough, but it's also too much. Hello to, looks like, is it Idio Syink? Great Destiny. Good to see you. Looted is here. People are piling in from across the internet. Of course, we're streaming on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook, but everybody that's hanging out right now on the channel, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like the video that you watch and hang out with all day. We get so many. Freedom City is here too. Excellent. Idiocy Inc. I got you. It's Idiocy Inc., friends. I was trying to put a little bit of a little too much something on that. But
spacing matters.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, do me a favor, everybody. Make sure you like the stream. AJ Real, good to see you, my friend. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up. If you see us just walking in the street, that music's got to go, and it was just it was murdering me. But yeah, it's that time. It's that time of the week when I get to say, look at these beautiful people. Hey,
hi,
friends.
Everybody.
Hello,
Every single Monday for quite some time now, with only breaks for holidays and time for vacations and things that we have to deal with. We've been doing this. We've been getting together. Mutants and Masterminds Monday. We've got Crystal Frasier, who is Crystal. You're like the lead hero of the heroes, right? Isn't that the way that goes?
I'm the Cyclops of this team.
Yeah, the storm. I think you're more the storm, actually. And then Steve Kenson, you are the mastermind. Or as I like to say, the master daddy of the heroes. And then our friend Alex. Alex, you are here. You're relatively new to the team, but you're not new to Mutants and Masterminds. You're an expert in your own right, and now you're.
I am the matter eater lad of our team.
the matter eater lad.
What is that an X-Men term?
The blob? I don't know. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Galactus?
Kitty Pryde. Jubilee.
Yeah.
I'm Jubilee.
Jubilee, okay.
Yeah,
there
you
we
can
go.
always tell when somebody started reading X-Men based on who they think the new kid is.
Who they think the kid is?
Is
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde, Jubilee, Pixie, Armor? Yeah. Which of Wolverine's adopted daughters?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. A great day for Mutants and Masterminds. That's right. Looted says it is a great day because we got a lot of stuff going on. How about this one? Yeah, I was thinking, AJ. I was thinking like you, like
maggot.
Matter eating.
I'll take it.
So yeah. That's why I went Galactus on it. He's not really,
Oh God,
not
was
really
Maggot
the new
X
kid.
Factor or X Force? Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
it's one of the X books, but I don't remember which.
Sean Vieira, a good M to you this fine day. So we've got a lot going on. First and foremost, I did not check the final vote.
Oh.
Troy.
Oh,
I know,
Troy,
right?
What have you done?
It was a
don't know.
blowout. I know it was a blowout.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion, but...
So what am I talking about? While I look it up, someone tell me what I'm talking about.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had everybody vote on which of three alien locations on Europa we would describe in more detail for the upcoming Starhaven guide. We had a crashed alien starship, we had a preserver monster factory, and we had a ice crystal jungle in one of the canyons near the city.
That's exactly
And
right.
yeah,
Yeah. So what we ended up doing was take so the three of you pitch your locations, and then we put them up on the Patreon with links to the video, and yeah, and the results will be coming very soon. As soon as I'm able to verify this device.
Troy, you really should have done that before we left.
You know, I really should have. I really should have.
Way to create artificial suspense there.
Dun dun dun. And holy
We'll be back
smokes.
after this commercial break.
They all know the answer because they yes, absolutely.
Yeah, they all have access to it.
They all have access to it. They're not like trying to recreate their whole digital footprint like I am. But let me say that it is no surprise. We did kind of know what was gonna happen, and
I am actually kind of surprised.
Are you?
I figured Monster Factory would win. Plus, I mean, Alex has a distinct advantage of having won all the other votes. And by all the other, I mean the one other vote.
The one other, I mean,
you could say he was due for a loss.
Yeah. Here
That
we
just
go.
checks out with the way my life's been going recently, too.
But yeah, here we go. The Facet Wild, and I loved the description. The video on it was pretty classic. So if folks want to check this out, you want to head on over to the Patreon, and if you're not a member, come on, $3, throw $3 in the pile, get a bunch of great stat blocks and other fun stuff. And then
Now we got to figure out how to add the Facet Wild to your adventure, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is a secret way to get to Sea Haven from there, right?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, when we get to the conspire with the rebels part, we'll go down through the Facet Wild. Would be great.
There you go.
I'm getting some heavy fan from you, my friend. Let's see. Yeah. Age Rio says that Maggot was, he thinks that straight up X-Men, along with Marrow and other edgy additions. I don't remember Marrow. There's a
Meryl
debate.
was leader of the Morlocks for a while. How did she end up on the X-Men?
Oh, yeah.
She tried to kill a bunch of the X-Men, but then again,
That's-
so have like half the other X-Men.
if the
Isn't that
X-Men-
teachers.
Right. If the X-Men banned people who tried to kill them from membership, I mean, they'd never add anyone.
Magneto never would have run the school.
Yeah, I mean, they basically had every enemy as a teacher, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think maybe genocide should disqualify you from a teaching position.
Yeah, you'd
I know
think.
it's the conservative talking point, but
Right.
It is. It
actually,
really
no.
is.
I guess these days it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There are both sides to that argument, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Sean Vieira, I wanted a choice of all three. Of course you would, Sean. You would. Yeah,
Unfortunately, we
Claudish-
don't have infinite page count. I mean, I
That's
guess
great.
it's a digital product, so we kind of do, but we don't have infinite time to write infinite text. And
That's
I
right.
left my
Therein lies
infinite
the
monkeys
problem.
back in Seattle.
Absolutely. Hey, Claude, nice to see you. You are, a new name to me. Maybe you've been hanging out and not speaking, but I want to remind everybody hanging out wherever you are, like stop, look at the platform that you're on, and just give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Give us all that, all
Ring
that good
that
stuff.
notification bell.
Ring, and it helps us out a great deal. We're getting some real traction, friends. And I like this Claude fellow. The real teachers were the villains we met along the way.
Along the way. Exactly.
I love it.
I
Okay,
just think Sabretooth was the wrong choice for home ec.
right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, jeez, I'm not even gonna go there, Apook. But I see you. Hey, so what else we got cooking? We have got. It was like I really, when I was looking at this Monday and checking out all the things that we've got, I thought we were just doing our own thing, and that's magical enough. But then, surprise, we are also we're in 2 humble bundles. What's the story there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have not one but 2 bundles of holding over at bundleofholding.com. So yeah, you head over to Bundle of Holding for the next, is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I can't remember.
Feels
I have
longer
21
than-
days.
Yeah.
21 days, 3 weeks. Head over there, send your friends over there. We are collecting money for charity, and along the way you can get the beginner's handbook, the basic handbook, the deluxe handbook, the game master's guide, time traveler's codex, hero high, which of the supervillain books? I don't remember. You get lots and lots of things.
Yeah. Freedom City Rogues, Rogues Atlas,
Rogues
Atlas.
Gallery of Earth Prime.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the basic so this is the Earth Prime Basic and Deluxe Hero Handbook, Freedom City. Wow, this is a huge.
Mm-hmm.
The bonus collection then is the Hero High.
Yep.
Yeah, this is great. And 10% of what we raise goes to the California Community Foundation Wildfire Recovery Fund, which is fantastic. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And folks should note that there are 2 bundles. The M&M Earth Prime bundle has a starter collection and a bonus collection, depending on how much you bid for it. But there's also the Mutants Power-Up collection that has the Deluxe Game Master's Guide, Super Team Handbook, and Time Traveler's Codex. That's a separate bundle. So don't miss out on both bundles, as it were.
As Claude points out, we also include Threat High and Hero Report.
I've been waiting. The Seans are going to be so relieved. The complaints. Let's see here.
I love John Pelogic's comment over here of all the X-Men who have tried to kill the X-Men.
Right.
Emma Frost, Magneto, Rogue, Warpath, Mystique, Mimic, Sabretooth, and Juggernaut. And I just don't think it's fair to count Juggernaut because he's not a mutant.
Right.
He's just a big dude, right?
Also, we can hardly blame Rogue for trying to kill the X-Men. That was just bad parenting.
That's true. And kind of a mix, a psyche kind of mix-up. Whoops. I'm dropping things around here.
Whichever X-person made them fight the Avengers, too. They're responsible for trying to kill the X-Men as well. Cyclops?
Cyclops. Hey, Howard, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you've joined us. It's a pleasure to see you.
By the transitive power of murder, I think everybody who's been a host to the Phoenix Force has technically tried to kill the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Including several members of the X-Men.
Most members of the X-Men at this point. Has anybody in the room, has anyone in the room not been a host for the Phoenix Force? Raise your hand.
Well, as of the last Avengers arc, it's pretty much everyone. So
that's right. Everyone's taking a turn. I want to say that I love giving all the Seans some of the business because they're just such devoted fans and they're really engaged. And sometimes I discover they know more about some of this stuff than. Certainly than I do. Mutants Masterminds diehards for sure, but really remarkable contributors. And I tease because I love, and Sean, that's a very generous thing for you to have picked up that bundle again to support a good cause. I think that's fantastic. Howard's like, it's almost a prereq. That's right. That's so funny.
It's question 1 on the application.
That's right. Now, Claude says I still want Madrox to get the Phoenix Force at some point. Now, is that like the old cookie?
Oh no, that's Jamie Madrox, the Multiple Man.
Oh, it's not Hydrox. That's what I'm thinking of.
No, right. That's Hydrox.
Oh.
Those are the knockoff Oreos that were put out by Hydra.
That's right. I actually think that Oreos are a knockoff of those, right?
They are.
I don't want to argue
are.
because that was such a good joke.
That was a good joke. Yeah, I love it. I take it back. Welcome everybody who's tuning in. Boy, we have got a lot of people, and I love it. You're watching Mutants Masterminds Monday, and we have another we have a sale going on. I just kicked it off. We sometimes the right hand and the left hand don't always know what we're doing, and so we're just like blowing it out with all kinds of sales today. But
but
this
you
is
are
like,
the right hand and the left hand.
I know. I'm trying to make it sound like this big team, and we're doing all this stuff, but it's just me.
It's just Troy keeping things from Troy.
And me. So we've got a big sale in the Green Ronin store, and it is 30% off PDFs across the whole. I mean, generally
Across the board, right?
across the
Yep.
board. Yeah. The only thing that we don't do is we're not we're not going to give you 30% off a nickel. You know what I mean? Like, so the really cheap PDFs we're not discounting, but yeah, we're you want to head on over there and check that out, and basically you use a code that I will paste into chat, but it's essentially you enter the code, you buy a bunch of stuff, and go have some fun. It's basically the let's have fun. You need the big sales when you're working so that you can enjoy and have fun, not when you're on vacation. I think that Troy and the Troy variants. Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's a thought.
But yeah, this works great because you can go get your whole Mutants and Masterminds starter kit for pennies on the dollar, and then go get like 30% off of a couple of adventures, or get the power profiles that you want for your characters.
Yeah. Do something good for some charity. Do something good for some of your favorite creators. Us. And then hang out now, because now we've got a plan, right?
We do. It's kind of a continuation from last episode, where I promised to produce Fabergé the Mind Chicken as a bit of Patreon bonus content, and as a C-list supervillain, because I love C-list villains.
Right.
Yes.
They're like you bring in Batroc the Leaper into a story, and I will pick up that issue.
Yeah.
That's half the reason I created Newt in Rogue's Gallery, whose power is a mutant leaping factor. And I mean, Steve's even admitted at one point, we do great for big bads in Mutants and Masterminds, but we just don't have a lot of
have a lot of
muscle.
C-list villains.
Yeah, a lot of schmucks to fill out the roster of evil.
It's true.
Some condiment barons instead of condiment kings.
Yes.
David Body does ask what the M&M power is that lets you disconnect all your limbs and still use them.
Oh,
I
that
think
was
we call
a
it
second
anatomic
power.
Yeah,
Anatomical
well,
separation.
there's a version of it in Power Profiles.
Oh, nice.
Nice, real nice.
I believe
It's based off of Summon, I think.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
I used to have a C-list villain whose whole power was he could pull out his organs and send them off to do things.
Oh.
They're like
The organ grinder.
No, that's a much better name.
That's a solid name.
But he could
Solid
slide his
name.
kidneys into like the bank deposit slot and have them unlock the door for him.
Grody.
They're vulnerable to the kidney punch, but
It can't be good if you put those back in after they've been out, right?
You wipe them
Right.
off.
Yeah. Dude, how's their shelf life?
use a lot
One
of
of those
disinfecting
can
wipes, but
Get rid of this can here. You know what? Before we
the brilliance of the jobber archetype, by the way, is entirely Crystal's doing.
It is. Yep, it is one of the things I insisted we add when we decided we were going to expand on the Game Master's Guide. The Jobber is our PL8 villain archetype that's kind of a working stiff, and you've got an option of 10 different power sets, including walking as a superpower.
Oh.
Yes.
I specifically love the name The High Heel, and will use it in one of my games eventually.
The High Heel.
Yes.
I love it.
The sample villain name.
Just
I love
don't have
it.
the organ grinder work with the high heel, because that could lead to real bad complications.
Right. That could be
Right.
slippery.
Hey,
Step
Steve,
on the wrong thing.
I think, yeah, exactly. I wanted to mention this real quick. You're going to be going to Gencon, correct?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. And there's a question. Eric Langston from the Patreon asks, are we going to have some print copies of Power Profiles and Gadget Guides? at the table?
Not that I am aware of. Those two are currently out of print, to my knowledge. So unless some spare copies have been discovered, tucked away somewhere in the warehouse, unfortunately, we will not have any print copies at Gen Con.
There you go, Eric. Not the best news in the world, but you know what happens? People listen and they hang out, and they're hanging out in the Green Ronin, Citadel, and they'll think about this stuff, and who knows? Maybe something will come through,
absolutely.
but not by Gen Con, unfortunately.
No,
Okay.
not this week.
Yeah, not this week.
Crystal, this organ grinder has me messed up. I'm imagining like they discovered their powers when they woke up in the bathtub after somebody tried to black market steal their organs, and the organs had tied up the people who took their organs out.
They
Right.
just walk in the next room thinking, "Oh God, I gotta call the cops." And then there's just like somebody there with a length of intestine around their throat.
Right?
Just a liver with a knife in its hand.
I keep just imagining the signature line, pardon me for venting my spleen about this.
Yeah, right.
Oh no.
Yes, excuse me, heroes, for wearing my heart on my sleeve.
I've got my eye on you.
Oh, God.
I would think that there would just be some kind of affliction attack associated with them where the heroes just stand stunned for
Just
a minute.
grossed
like,
out.
What the hell?
Do we have to stop this guy? What's he doing?
What? I mean, how bad could it be? What is he possibly? Oh, robbing bank.
Ew.
That money's insured. I'm out of here.
This is fine. I'm not paid enough to deal with this. But yeah, when I was writing up Fabergé the Mind Chicken, I was thinking, how do you use this guy in a fight? Because, he's PL7, he's a chicken. Incidentally, being an ordinary chicken costs 24 points. It is more expensive to be a chicken than a college professor. Yeah.
Okay.
That checks out.
So I got to thinking, well, what does he do? How do the heroes get involved? And, how do you beat up a chicken and not feel bad? I gave him contagious mind control.
Oh.
So he infects one security guard at the art museum, who then goes around tapping other people, plague style.
Okay.
And he ends up with a custom, sort of a fast food gang. Like a drive-through gang to just, loot the museum for him.
I love it. Some little chicken nuggies.
The scary part is that the mind-controlling chicken is actually a concept that I came up with entirely independently for a Super Pets adventure involving a communist rooster that was known as General Gao's chicken.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I see a whole string of villains, various chicken dishes.
Right.
So what does the mind chicken look like?
Unfortunately, as soon as I promised art for it, my eye pencil died, and I don't have access to anything else besides pen and ink that I take a photo of.
So apparently your eye pencil has very high standards and just...
That's right. It was like, I'm out. It was like, yeah, no thanks. None of this for me.
Are they all on the same team? That's like the Felonious Fowls?
It's just a super team made up of 6 chickens with superpower and 1 guy in a chicken exoskeleton.
Right, in a chicken suit. Yeah.
Nicholas, you're never late, but you come in right at the perfect time.
And they're led by a man in a white suit.
Oh, no.
Who goes by the Colonel.
Yes.
That's really great.
I'm thinking the guy in the chicken costume is Cock O'Vane.
Okay.
Oh, that is good.
One of our regular poultries is cold turkey, because we need more villains with ice powers.
That's right, exactly. Because we need more ice power villains.
And L'Orange, the orange duck.
The moody French.
His power is just I'm French.
That's right. I love it.
We could also just go with orange energy powers. Pollo Loco. Oh.
I like Pollo Loco.
I want there to be a Foghorn Leghorn in this group.
That is pretty great. Yeah.
I found our next live stream.
Yeah, so this is how I come up with C-list villains basically for my game, because
Right.
the subject is supposed to be like, how do you use C-list villains in your games? And I mean, one of my favorite things to do is just have them robbing a bank with a bunch of guys as the
Yes.
opening scene, and the heroes get to swoop in, and before they get their butts kicked by the big bad for the adventure, they get to feel like, you know, big dang heroes because they stopped a bank robbery and they, you know, beat up a couple of super criminals who were endangering the public. But honestly, they make a great way to like round out a villain's roster if you don't want to completely overwhelm your heroes. Like if you have a PL 10 or 11 villain as the villain for your adventure and you don't just want to outfit them with a bunch of minions, you can give them a bunch of PL 7, PL 8, you know, minor league supervillains and you know, give them their own impromptu criminal syndicate. So,
Yep.
what about you
Any
guys?
any name that involves the number of characters there are is always good. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a good in media res beginning where the heroes just have like one easy throw it at them thing to set the tone and set the mood and get everybody in a good feeling before you know bringing the person who's going to just beat the nonsense out of them.
And if
My
you've
favorite
written
thing with jobber villains is when a hero takes out a C-list villain to always have taking the villain out trigger a complication that gets them you know, like you punch the guy and his blaster rifle also like cuts across the roof and you know stuff starts collapsing.
Oh yes.
You know, when you knock him out, here's a hero point. You know,
Man, he's way more effective when he's unconscious.
right? Every C-list villain way more effective when you knock them out.
Or when they accidentally end up dating the people in the NPCs in your life, your Aunt May, your little brother, your.
I'm just thinking of Kite Man and the Harley Quinn animated series.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I was thinking Doc Ock and Aunt May, but.
Yes, classic.
But all right,
They're just so much fun, and it's such a superhero thing. Like you run into characters who just have all this personality and no results, and it's hilarious. It's a good palate cleanser too when bad things happen in the story.
Yeah, especially when the story's been really heavy, when things have been difficult, having going from stopping Omega from destroying the world and having to sacrifice your Grandpa Ben and all of that. Sometimes it's nice to just put the brakes on all the drama and fight a guy with a raccoon for an arm.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
I also love the notion of like the bar where all the C-list villains hang out.
Yes.
Like the Flash episode of Justice League, where that. Right? Like, that's where all the losers are,
Oh, yeah, that 20-year-old animated series. That was a great episode.
Right?
I know the episode. It was a great episode.
It was! In spite of its advanced years.
I also love the trope where the worthless villain gets suddenly really powerful when they figure out how their powers actually work.
Oh, right. That's a great place to drop in the jumped-up nobody.
Yep. After the heroes have trounced on the C-list villain 2 or 3 times, it's great for them to suddenly get some MacGuffin that gives them, a huge boost, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is a problem."
What happened to you?
Or sometimes
I went to therapy.
I found my self-esteem. But it's also one of the nice things is you can throw out a lot of C-list villains, and if your players really bond with them, you can make them a regular recurring part of the series because a C-list villain can always end up being a rival or an enemy complication that you can throw into just about any scene without it unbalancing things for the heroes.
Right.
So if they just end up with a rivalry with, let's go with Captain Boomerang, or sorry, Captain Chakram, or no, we have Chakram in our name now. Captain Javelin. If they end up in a rivalry with Captain Javelin, you can just have Captain Javelin show up every now and then to try and kill his arch rival.
Right.
And get in the way of other villains, get in the way of the heroes.
Get really mad when Shot Put shows up and is actually way better than him.
Yep.
Calvin asks a really important question. Does the Raccoon Arm villain have to reload the Raccoon Arm?
Oh, you mean Raccoon? Yeah. He's got to reload the Raccoon every time.
Well, there you are,
He just throws a raccoon at somebody, has to go catch it and bring it back on its own.
No, I'm thinking he was a trash man in a horrible transporter accident.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now he can't hold down a regular job because he's got a raccoon for a hand.
That's right. I mean, geez, yeah. I'm just trying to imagine how you'd, drive a stick shift or like hang out, shake hands, and grocery shop.
You really you can't sign off on a home loan.
That's exactly.
Can't sign his name anymore for legal documents.
Yeah, can't caress someone's cheek.
His hand keeps stealing hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy's got a life. No wonder he's a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Sean's right. The good heroes are trying to get the C-list villains into therapy. It's you're not taking your meds.
Right. Yeah, I see where you're headed. This
is a good road. Going.
Yeah.
I can tell your Raccoon is off the tranquilizers.
Yeah, exactly.
We've talked about this.
Your hand's foaming at the mouth. It's making everybody nervous.
That's right.
It'd be like the ventriloquist, except the raccoon's in charge. Mm-hmm. They have a naturally thieving nature.
Indeed,
yeah. Tidy hands, though, interestingly enough. Like hand washers. Let's see. Sean says there was a C-list villain in a campaign a buddy ran where it was a rite of passage that every new hero beat the stuffing out of him. Half the time we just ran over the villain on the way to confront the real villain.
Yep.
That's horrible. I hope that villain got their comeuppance.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah. So what's the best C-list villain you can throw into your campaign on no notice, guys?
Yeah.
Because I already came up with Raccoon.
Right.
The man with a raccoon for a hand.
And then a whole buffet of chicken
he's
villains.
Got a backstory on a whole...
Right.
I'm assuming he's got a domino mask that he has to be able to apply one-handed, because he and the raccoon probably don't see eye to eye.
Oh, I bet they really hate each other. Yeah.
But the raccoon is really great at picking locks and opening safes and picking pockets.
Every time they make eye contact, it tries to bite his face off, though.
Mm-hmm. But he's gotten a raccoon climbing factor, so now you can do second-story jobs and use the raccoon to open windows.
Jump up on fences and escape really easily from,
Easily distracted by trees.
I had a couple of regular C-list villains that I used in some of my games. One was Auto Destruct, who was an exploding villain. He was like Explodo, and who was basically, his power was he could blow himself up.
It's a great trick, but I can only do it once.
Right. But I mean, he had the, I could reform thing. Mm-hmm.
Just took some time, or
yeah, but it did. It took some time. And of course, heroes very quickly figured out that he was basically sort of a helpless gas cloud after he blew up, and it was just a matter of trapping him in a vacuum cleaner bag or something like that.
It sounds like a Saturday night.
And I had a guy named Gobsmack who had the ability to generate and throw big wads of gum.
All right.
That's so grody. That one, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm out of the hero business.
I'm gonna put peanut butter in my hair now.
Right.
Hey, getting that stuff out of your costume is hard.
Right? Yeah, it just ruins your whole day. Plus, it's all that saliva. Gross.
You can't even pour the sand out like Spider-Man does.
No.
You just take your boots off and there's still gum in them.
Oh.
Right? Or on them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Please just be on. Please just be on.
Please just be on.
Please just be on. Don't get inside.
All right. What about you, Alex?
Well, I have a couple that I've used in the past who I really enjoy. I have one guy called the Cactus, who he wears a modified Gumby costume that's got needles sticking out of it.
It's got thorns.
Yeah, and he just goes and tries to hug people. He can't even throw the thorns at them. He's troubled. He needs help.
Even,
he tries
even
petty
the porcupine
crimes.
could throw the thorns. I mean,
Yeah, he robs like convenience stores and liquor stores and stuff like that. And tries to get people hugs. That's his big attack move, is grabbing people and trying to get them into the thorns.
I mean, to be fair, the grappling rules are kind of debilitating.
right?
Yeah, that's the worst thing he's dealing with, is the grappling rules. I also have the Big Cheese, who is an animatronic from a short-lived mob-themed family arcade restaurant.
Nice.
Where he's a large plush mouse with a somehow real Tommy gun who speaks in Dick Tracy quips.
That's a great throwback. What?
Excellent.
That's super fun. Yeah.
Beautiful and terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're going with ones from our actual home campaigns, I had Decathlete, who was going to be an Olympian in the decathlon, but he was, it was discovered he was doping. He was, using steroids, and he was so outraged he used his father's money to buy a bunch of Olympic-themed trick weapons and start a career as a mediocre supervillain. So he's got things like exploding javelins and net shot put. He's got springs in his running shoes. He's got an extending pole ball pole. And he's like a total bro, man. And my players just love kicking the crap out of Decathlete.
Right. Because why wouldn't you?
Yep. And I had I had Java Jane, who was a barista who snapped one day and used her innate understanding of barista technology and espresso machines to create an espresso firing gun. So she's got a big coffee maker backpack and can hose people down with boiling coffee or decaf to put them to sleep, or mostly just those two tricks. Whipped cream or steamed milk to gob them in place. And now she exclusively robs coffee shops.
Right. I mean,
gets away
when
with
you get a theme.
Yeah. She gets away with watches and laptops mostly. Cell
tip
phones.
Jars.
Yeah,
Right.
tip jars.
Tip jars.
That's the worst already.
That's so funny. All the biscotti in the neighborhood, yeah.
You mentioned telekinetic mimes. I did do a villain for one of my Icons games called Enemy Mime, who was a could create invisible force fields and pretty much anything he mimicked. The players absolutely hated him, and of course their big thing was trying to get him to break character and talk.
Right.
Does he lose his powers if he talks?
No, just he gets really angry. Like most mimes when you make them break character.
This I'm not sure how this one will work out. Nicholas Morrow says the C-lister villain, Windbreaker. Just sort of thin, don't really keep you very warm. Sort of are we going in a different direction?
You see, you're far kinder with that name than most of us are thinking, Troy.
Fart kinder? What? How dare you, sir? Bounty. He's a shapeshifter that can only mimic the appearance of criminals with bounties on their head. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds unhelpful.
It does.
That seems to get him into more trouble than it's worth.
So basically
But
just kind
help.
of a serial, being arrested person. Yeah.
I definitely appreciate C-list villains and pun names go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yes, absolutely.
Bounty would have a role in a campaign, but I don't think he'd be an active villain. I think he would take the fall for other villains and get money from them to go serve out their prison times. That's what I would do if I was
like
Bounty.
that Japanese Batman villain, Deathman, whose power is he can die.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's how he never gets arrested. Every time Batman beats him, he dies.
He dies.
And so they're like, well, we can't take him to jail. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes back to life and runs off.
Interesting. Yeah.
Except in this case, a villain hires Bounty to be his stand-in when he's defeated.
Right. The literal fall guy.
Yeah.
No, Fall Guy can change the color of leaves on trees.
Right.
Fall guy.
I am the autumn
Not
night.
not like the Golden Age fall guy who can survive any fall.
That's different. It was really just coincidence they used the same name.
I know, right?
Yeah, so this guy's like, here is warm cider and golden beautiful leaves on the trees. Pumpkin? Yes, like I can, that's intense.
Mm-hmm.
Serial killer?
distracted.
Yeah, I wondered when we were going to get serial killer in there. Of course, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you miss Pook's other Elmer? Elmer can just basically produce glue.
Mm-hmm.
Just ooze glue.
Oh, trying to think.
Yeah.
I had the Chandler for one adventure, and she was a lot of fun. She was a villain who just had magical scented candles. Basically, your family had a wealthy wax industry that fell on hard times once electricity became a thing. So she was like the third generation of them that had this giant freaking house and no money.
Right.
So she
And no electric
learned
lights.
Yeah, so she developed magical candles and would set them around where she was going to do crimes and just made big area effects. And then she'd walk in and do her crime and leave.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, being so serene and just like, oh yes, it smells so good in here, Resident.
The power of ambiance.
That's
right.
right.
Once heroes showed up, she'd be there with like a lighter trying to get these things to light. And
One of those long, just click, 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 click.
just 1 sec.
Right. And heroes are just like, stop that!
You don't want to get anybody with some wind powers. Windbreaker would probably ruin the whole day.
Oh,
In more ways than one.
Right?
That would
either
nullify
blow
the
them out
pleasant
or
smell.
blow them up.
Right, it just kind of ruined the whole scent of the affair.
Although I think
love that.
ambiance is a good name for a supervillain. I'm gonna have to come up with an ambiance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so
Oh,
too.
does he work with the vibe?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Only when he wants to get the job done.
Only good vibes, though. Only good vibes. That is wow. This is good. Let's see. Sean Vieira says, check out the Red Panda at the Dakota Ring Theater. A ton of his villains are great C-list villains. Audio
Is
adventures.
the Red Panda's power being incredibly cute?
Yeah,
I hope
right?
so.
They are really cute, those red pandas. Pook says...
Are we allowed to say that?
Well, it was an exclamation point. Who knows what it really
That's going to my
said.
favorite text one day.
Who's pooped on a coconut? Yeah, I love that. All right, well, this is good. So now, do you ever retire a C-lister?
I mean, almost immediately, unless the players really bond with them. Like Java Jane comes up with for me every time I talk about C-listers because my players love her because they honestly kind of feel bad beating her up because mostly she's sticking it guys who hang out working on their screenplay.
Oh, man.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Somebody should punch those guys.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I used to be a barista, and when you
it's-
said that, I twitched a little. I was like, sorry, Steve, go ahead.
I mean, what barista really hasn't considered a life of crime?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, anyone who's worked customer service knows exactly what they would do with that big industrial kitchen equipment if they were allowed to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
I want Java Jane to work with French press someday.
Oh. I'm trying to think of what that would be.
Just a real strong French person.
Right.
But like really strong, but very small. Like a small, strong,
It's just another name for Puck.
That's right, yeah. Puck would work, yeah. I like that.
But I mean, there's really only 2 player reactions to C-list villains. They three. Then the one you want to avoid is that they're bored. You know, but you know, they either love them and like want to adopt them and somehow like reform and redeem them, you know, or they just love like beating them up, you know, because they're either so pathetic or they're so like terrible as people.
Yeah,
you know, so those are the C-listers you could just use over and over again, and the players are happy about it.
It's why the Condiment King keeps coming back again and again, no matter how many times they reboot Batman.
I love that. Okay, here's what Sean's elaborating on the Red Panda as a shadow type hero in Toronto from the start of the pull page to just after the end of World War II when the character retires.
Okay.
The flying squirrel. Oh, I'm familiar with.
I've got to say, I would not have predicted that.
No, yeah.
No, Red Panda sounds very adorable. It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine a red panda punching anyone.
Right.
Maybe punching an owl.
Dark Avenger of the Night was not what I was expecting.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But you know, you never would expect it from a red panda.
No one suspects the panda.
Right? That's true.
They never do. They stand up for a hug. They really want to.
Have you ever seen them try to threaten somebody when they stand up real tall?
They're so cute.
Right. It looks like they're surrendering.
Exactly. They do.
It's just like, please tickle my belly.
I'm intimidating you.
The Caped Koala. Yeah, you know, I used to love koalas, and then I kind of fell out of love with them. I mean, I love them fine. They're great, but I just don't want to touch them.
Koalas are vicious little bastards.
Yeah.
You
And they all have
laugh.
chlamydia.
No, I mean, they're from Australia. They're by definition vicious little bastards. I mean,
That's
They've got
right.
these gigantic claws. And there was a veterinary program in my high school. I'm going to go off on a tangent here. But there was a veterinary program in my high school. We did work placement once a year. And the girl who went to the zoo and got to work with the koalas, we were all jealous of until she came back with stitches along the entire length of her arm. Because she was helping weigh one of the koalas who had just decided he was done with this exam, reached over and...
Yikes.
Wow, they just decide to move fast all of a sudden, and then
Not even fast. They're just
They have sharp
bastard
tree
strong,
climbing
have
claws.
giant claws.
a mutant monkey called the Flinger. I'm not sure I understand.
Right. And did we mention the C-list villain called the Tangent, who just talks about something else, and then the heroes suddenly realize they're gone?
It's just a distraction power.
What were we talking? What was happening?
What is happening here?
So anyway, that's why any villain who can control koalas is inherently a B-lister or better.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, just a real slow menace.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to throw the koala at you. But...
Yes, the deadly drop bears should not be underestimated.
Oh, the deadly drop bear would be a great name for a C-list villain.
That really would be. Yeah, I was like, wait, that's a good villain.
We're gonna go with this.
That's somebody who wants to fight the Flash.
He's got a gang of trained koalas.
I love it. I'm making some.
I mean,
notes.
not well trained, but
Yeah, they're trained. I mean, yeah.
There are just some hero and villain pairings that make me laugh. Like most of the Rogues Gallery in the Flash.
yeah.
Or
I'm not
Slipknot versus Firestorm, where Slipknot's like, I could tie knots really well. I'm going to fight the guy who could transmute elements into other elements.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Go well.
Right.
I shovel well. I shovel very well.
Take me to Dirt Man.
Right.
I like that.
God, that reference is old enough to drink.
Makes you want to.
If anyone hasn't seen the movie Mystery Men, you can't even call yourself a real superhero fan.
Right.
Honestly,
You absolutely cannot be talking about C-list characters with us until you've seen Mystery Men.
Right? Because and you want to talk about great gangs, the Red Eyes.
Yeah, you
Absolutely no special gimmick except they wear red glasses.
we have done many things this day. We have handed out discounts like candy at Halloween. We have we've provided opportunity for them for our fans to do something good and then get some more Mutants and Masterminds goodies. And then we've also guided you to a movie. You got to see it. You got to watch it. If you haven't seen it, then shame.
Yeah.
Get on that. You'll love it. or is anybody, are we Rick and Morty peeps?
Not really.
I'm not either. I mean,
I'm
I've watched
familiar
it.
with Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely.
Sad to say that I think that Pickle Rick has kind of ruined it for the notion of pickle-based characters.
I think so
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Kind of sucked the air out of the room on that one, for sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So let's
Sort
see.
of soured the concept, one might
Yeah,
say.
you absolutely did. Absolutely.
It's just too bad because the Big Dill would be a good hero villain name.
Oh yeah, like an evil cucumber.
I'm kind of a big deal. Just like
Kind of a big deal. Just hanging out
Kind of.
at the bar, at the C-list bar, sitting there on the stool. I'm kind of a big deal. I love it.
And he just keeps making the same joke every time somebody walks in.
He's right. Just hoping to
Right.
get the one that
Like,
hadn't heard
okay,
it.
we've heard it.
All right, we get it, Dill.
Right.
And why is he wearing a crown? I don't. Yeah.
He never actually does any crimes. It's just anytime the heroes go visit the bar, he's in the corner like a giant pickle with arms and legs.
Are you a pickle spear? Because I'm free and you can take me wherever you want.
Oh jeez. You Gherkin, you brought him.
Gherkin, I barely know him.
Oh, this is so fun.
Nicholas
This
Morrow, I will say the card shark really works for that concept.
Yeah.
But I will still allow it because it really puts in the effort.
I actually had a villain I always wanted to write up for Eminem specifically, an anthropomorphic shark who used magic called the Sharkanist.
Oh,
And he would work great with Card Shark.
That
Yes.
yeah, I think that they could
You want
team
to
up.
see a magic trick?
It sounds like a Vegas act, right? Like that. I'd see this happening going down in Vegas for some reason.
we've got close-up magic and sharks.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Which turns out is a terrible combination.
I am wondering what is the purpose of the close, like they're just doing tricks to like trick you into something, like, or they just doing magic for you and it's so
No, they
They're
irritating.
just doing it
close-up
for the love of
magic
the
to
game.
bring you in.
And then there you go.
And then they eat you?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like
Oh,
an
man.
anglerfish, except,
Right?
you know,
And then
with
you
sleight
realize
of
you're
hand.
standing next to a 10-foot shark.
That's right. Yeah, you're like, oh
Or
my.
sleight of fin, as the case may be.
Hey.
Is this your
Let's-
card? That's not a card, that's a ketchup packet.
That's right.
Nom nom.
Right.
I love it.
Man, who
let's
bought
see.
King Shark a magic book?
I think that was a,
Right. Yes.
we just exactly.
Magic.
Magic shark, yeah. See,
Look,
I
Peacemaker,
love it.
it's the Prestige.
Worst movie ever. Honestly, if that shark had been around and when I was watching that film, I would have just thrown myself into its mouth. Just take me.
Wow,
Take
tell
me
us how
away.
you really feel, Troy.
Are you
Bad.
talking about the Prestige or the Suicide Squad?
I haven't seen Suicide Squad yet, but The Prestige was not my favorite. I love it.
Troy was like, I wish somebody would drown me like Hugh Jackman.
Get
me outta here.
Yeah, exactly. So I get it now. Magic shark, do 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 do. Magic shark, do
No.
do do. Magic shark.
No!
Yes.
That's so good. Well, listen, friends, we've got 5 minutes left, and we can do this. And I'm telling you, we can.
All right,
do this
all right.
all
5 more
night.
minutes. Children's entertainer turned supervillain.
Card Shark.
Right.
Except instead of a real shark, it's the left shark from Katy Perry's Super Bowl show from years ago.
Shamed into
Chasing
doing
that,
Life of
chasing that 15
Crime.
seconds of fame.
I was going to go with Puppet Master, who has an entire wardrobe full of animated felt Muppets.
Yes.
What is this? Logic says someone's cursor is right over Crystal's face, and I keep expecting to nom it. That's how does that even? I think it might be your own.
I think that's your cursor.
Yes, could be.
Yeah.
Barney the dinosaur, except he's actually an Allosaurus.
Allosaurus.
I think
Right.
in that case, you're just
Barney the
fighting an
dinosaur who can
Allosaurus.
actually turn into a dinosaur.
Oh, no.
Exactly. A real dinosaur. I like
That could be one of our chicken villains. They're a chicken who turns into a
They
dinosaur.
are just little dinosaurs.
That's
I mean,
right. That's right.
But he's still the size of a chicken.
Yes,
Right.
He just
exactly.
loses the feathers and gets like Jurassic Park scales.
Oh, like T-Rexes didn't have feathers. We think they did.
Yeah. I think we did. All right. Well, so look, we are running out of time, and we still got to, let's share a little bit about what's going on. Alex, what do you got cooking after the stream? You got some playing going down?
Well, tonight we are finishing Into the Idiot Box on Another War. We are continuing The Bachelor, but they're trying to win the Arctic Fox's love, which has been great. They're in the physical challenge part of the show now, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
And then Thursday, we're doing a special Suicide Squad stream for Gencon.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love
Very
it.
nice.
Where the Suicide Squad has to sneak into the Justice League's watchtower and steal something the government doesn't want them to know that they have.
Okay, so if people want to check out that stream, at least for this, we'll share Gen Con stuff. Is that going to be this week? This Thursday?
Yep, that's this
Okay,
Thursday. The
that's
Thursday
right.
Gencon, which
We'll
is
be
somehow
sure to-
this week.
I just literally,
Right.
my brain just went. How are they going to find you?
Yeah, it'll all be on. If you head over to the UntoldStoriesProject.com, you can find all of our links there. But it'll be twitch.tv/UntoldStoriesProject tonight.
Nice. And then Steve, you have anything cooking? Any news popping up in the
I'm
world?
going to Gen Con.
Yahoo!
Folks who are going to be at Gen Con, you can find me at the Green Renine booth and come and talk about Mutants and Masterminds and all of the fine Green Renine products.
At a distance.
We will have, yes, at a safe distance. We will have the new Ships of the Expanse book, which is a really kick-ass new source book of the Expanse. So
I'm excited.
come by, check us out. For those of you who I will not see at Gen Con, I will look forward to seeing you on the stream next week. Thank you, Sean.
Sounds good. And Crystal, what have you got cooking? You got anything exciting happening?
Not really. No, I'm just trying to kind of keep my head on. It's been quite the summer.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it really has been. And much respect to you for tackling the summer and still, we're still rolling things out for the Patreon. We're still doing a bunch of stuff. Remember, if you want to head over to the Patreon, you can see what we've got. And I think that we might get together soon and after sort of the Gen Con, the sort of digital con season passes, and we'll do some talking about maybe we'll refresh some tiers and add some fun stuff to the but check it out at patreon.com/mutants and masterminds and check it out. And then you definitely want to hang out with us this coming Thursday, because we're going to be doing Thursdays with Owen Casey Stevens, so one of my just favorite people on this planet, and he has put out the call. He has asked that people attempt to flap him, because he is the great unflapped. And I will tell you, we've gotten submissions. So people are quite. There's some really great artists out there. We happen to have some ringers in our age sort of club, but everyone's contributing. So come by and see if we do it. I doubt we have a chance because Owen is just too good. We'll at the very least take some time to walk around in Owen's mind and find out. How we can create and stat up some creepy and or questionably appropriate creatures on Thursday. So check that out, 2 p.m. Pacific. at these same places. Any other things that we want to pitch? We talked about our sale. You want to head over to the store. You
So,
want to
Troy, how long do people have for our exciting sale at the store?
It will end very soon.
Ooh, so they best go over as soon as possible.
You best. Yeah, the idea was that it was just going to be this Monday, but somebody said, well, maybe can you do a little one more day? And I'm like, I don't think so. Maybe half a day. Maybe half a day. But you know me, I'm capricious. I don't care. I just
Yes.
I go where the
You're at the
mood
mercy
takes
of
me.
Troy's wind, everybody.
Oh, Nicholas says, what sale? Well, my friend, we'll drop a link so you can check out the sale, but it's basically 30% off PDFs in the store. And you really only have to have a very short and sweet code that you use. It's basically the People United. Every word is capitalized. So capital T, capital P, capital U, get to the store and buy the stuff that you need before the sale is up. 30%. I don't think that we have done something that.
That's a deep discount.
That's a deep discount. Yeah. And Nicholas, it was we sent it out via email, so you better make sure you're signed up on our email list because we get lots of good deals and lots of opportunities. One time we did something called the High Five, and what we did is we sent a person a discount, and then we gave them $5 certificates to give to friends to use to spend at the store. Just that's the kind of stuff you're missing. So head on over to the store, sign up for the check your email. Check your email, friend. And with that, we are 2 minutes over. And
Yes, that was the corgi signal.
That was Corgi was like, I know. Sorry, Corgi.
The dread Dr. Corgi is attacking.
That's right.
Troy, real quick.
Yes.
If anybody is going to Origins in a couple of weeks, all of my Mutants Masterminds events did sell out, but I usually have one secret spot if somebody wants to show up with generics.
Ooh.
I want to play.
Come play.
You're a great GM, Alex.
Yeah,
We're
really.
gonna have some fun.
Super great GM, and with that, I will say, friends near and far, have a great rest of your week. Be safe, be healthy, be kind, and be buying some Mutants and Mastermind stuff from the store immediately, if not sooner. Thank you, friends, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, all.